Alright, how is it going, guys? So my name is Kieran and I am here for Eat, Lift, Gain. And if any of you know me in real life, you would have probably heard me talking about posture. And Maz likes to take the piss out of my posture quite a lot because he knows I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And the reason I'm so obsessed with posture is because about 2 years ago, I had absolutely horrible posture, as you can see from these pictures here. I don't want to spend too long on this because I want to get straight into the stretches, but basically I used to have something called APT, which stands for Anterior Pelvic Tilt. Basically what this means is that your pelvis is rotated at the wrong angle. And so the hugely predominant cause of APT is sitting down in a chair too much during the day, which so many people do. When I was about 15, 16, I used to play Halo all day sitting in a chair, so it was absolutely no surprise that I used to have very bad APT. And so a general rule of posture is that any imbalances in your body will affect everything upwards from it. So if you have anything wrong with your feet, it'll affect your whole body. If you have something wrong with your hips, it'll affect your torso and head. Anything wrong with your shoulders, it will just affect your head. So your hips are a very, very important part that you need to fix and get right. But enough talking, let's get on to how to fix this. And just very quickly, I'm not an absolute pro at this. I'm not some yoga master who can stretch in every single way, but as you can see, I have fixed a lot of this in myself already. And I want to show you how, as a beginner, you can do the same thing as well. And I know enough to tell you how to do that.
So the number one exercise which really helped me out with APT is known as the lunge stretch. And funnily enough, in order to get into this, we're going to go into a lunge with both of our legs at just over a 90-degree angle. When you're first starting to do this, in order to keep your upper body straight, you can put a hand on your stomach and a hand on your lower back, and we're going to try sink our pelvis into the floor, and you should start to feel a really deep stretch in your hip flexors. If you've never done this stretch before, as soon as you feel the sensation, it'll feel absolutely amazing and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you feel comfortable enough performing this stretch, or you've done it a couple times already, if you want to add a little bit of difficulty, you can put both your hands up into the air like so and turn towards your leading leg. Now we want to hold this stretch at its deepest point for 15 seconds on each leg, and we're going to do 2 total sets. So 4 in total, 2 on each leg. The second best stretch for me, again focused on your hip flexors, is called the butterfly stretch. In order to do this one, you want to sit with both of your legs out in front of you and then turn your knees outwards so that the soles of your feet are touching. Now what you want to do is slowly bring your feet in towards you until you feel a slight stretch. You don't want it to be too deep because we're going to be doing more after this, which is going to add to the stretch. At this point, you want to place your elbows on the sides of your knees like so, and then depending on how long your forearms are, you can either grab the soles of your feet or you can grab your ankles. From here, we want to very gently at first push our knees down towards the floor using our arms. Keep slowly applying pressure until you feel a deep stretch, and then we're going to do 1 set of holding this for 30 seconds in total. Again, if you want to progress on this stretch while keeping your upper body straight again, you can slowly lean forwards so that your shoulders are getting closer to the floor. The third thing I did to fix APT was learning how to just sit in a full squat for about a minute at a time. Most people, when they instinctively squat without a weight on their back, will go onto the tips of their toes. But for this one here, we need to stay on our heels all the way through the exercise. Now, if we were doing a weighted squat, we would never want to round our back. But because we don't have any weight on us at the moment, we can quite happily allow our back to round a little bit in order to stretch out our lower back, which is where a lot of tension is held in people with APT. And the fourth and final thing I did to help with the APT was learning how to plank properly and then doing it all of the time. Most people, when they plank, miss out on one very crucial component, which is to squeeze your glutes as hard as possible the whole time through the exercise. You should be able to see in this video the visible difference it makes to my hip alignment when I start to squeeze my glutes. This will do 2 great things for you. First off, it will start activating your glutes, which are very inactive in people with APT, and it will also activate your core more than a normal plank would. Because your pelvis is being driven towards the floor, your core has to work extra hard in order to keep your body in a straight line. Obviously, the amount of time you can hold this for is going to vary greatly depending on sort of your experience level with a plank, but just keep going and keep trying to improve every single time you do it. When I started to really notice the difference was when I could hold this modified plank for about a minute and a half or so.
Anyway, guys, I know it can be super frustrating to fix posture problems, so please try and stick at it. If you have any questions at all, you can ask them down in the comments, or you can always shoot us a question over our Twitter page. All of the links will be in the description, and I will see you all very soon. Good luck with everything. Bye-bye.
Eat, lift, gain.